Salt. It says Aqua Vista formed in the summer of 2000 when Rapido Turismo Lusso, originally from Dalhammer Dry, returned from an 18-month sabbatical in San Francisco. A veteran of bands such as the Surf Creatures, Clubfoot, the Lipstick Killers, the 3D Men and the Codeine Cowboys, to name a few, he decided it was time to assemble another surf punk trio. Backing up his own stunt polka guitar are Enrico Garanzo from Sacramento, California on stunt polka bass, and Nimoy Colossus from Detroit, Michigan on stunt polka drums. The result is Aqua Vista. Since then they've released a bunch of records, most of which have been played on this programme. On Fuzz Pop Records, the latest being The Holidays Are the Best Days mini LP, due later this month. And there's also a Go Feral EP currently available on Purr Records, as you will know, and you can check out the discography section of their website for more info. I'll give you details of that later. This is the second section for the programme, and for details on how it went, you can check out the forthcoming feature on the webpage to be called So What Happens When Bands Record a Peel Session then, and I'm sure you'll enjoy that enormously. From Aqua Vista, Surf Creature. And here's another one from our second guest for tonight. This is Aqua Vista. We're going to feed your voodoo ass to the lions. few sounds finer on earth, I think, than the sound of the twangy guitar. That's Aqua Vista in session. We're going to feed your voodoo ass to the lions. And this is Rapido A Go-Go. Aqua Vista in session. Rapido A Go-Go is the title of it, and an email from in session. Take it away, Pig.
Blue Yodel number 4 by Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys.
Why, thank you. That's Aqua Vista in session. Holidays are the best days. And before that, it was the Pigs Big 78. And tonight it was Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys and Blue Yodel number 4. These are the Telescopes. That's called Churning the Maelstrom, and I expect I'll be doing a spot of that in my lonely hotel room later on tonight. That's Nile on Relapse Records from the LP In Their Darkened Shrines. And before that, another one from your heroes. Aqua Vista, and the title of this one is in Spanish, and I would say it's Los Grandes Tiburones Blancos, and the big white somethings. I tremble to think what it might be. If you know, email us john.peel@bbc.co.uk, because we need to know before the end of the programme, frankly. We can't really... You what?
We're just looking it up.
Just looking it up. OK, fair enough. Now, I often listen, that's Mansoon or Mansoon Dub, whichever you'd rather. And the last time I did a session for this programme, it was in 1988, and before that, 1979. But it's now 2002. And it's not working. How embarrassing is that? We thought we would check this beforehand, and I press that, and it doesn't go. Well, I tell you what, this is really embarrassing, isn't it? I'm not actually sure what we should do next, in the absence, because it did work. Look, you see, that says gram 2. Oh, okay. There isn't a record. Okay. Well, I tell you what, listeners, we're at a great disadvantage here, and what I'll have to do, actually, is to put this next record into the machine and play it for you while we try and work out why it is that the session's not going. Things have gone so well up to this point, you know. I mean, absolutely nothing wrong at all. But the show must go on. Let's see what happens if I press this. Right, back with the Wire, and this is I Don't Understand. Sounding in mid-season form, that's Wire in session for us, and I Don't Understand. And one from Wire, it's First Fast.
Able missives, rich deciduous, copies riff meets aphorism. The bastard with the payoff.
Hey, 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 hey. That's First Fast by Wire in session tonight. New session for us. This is 99.9. That's Wire, and our thanks to Keith Asprey in North Wales and to somebody calling themselves Weird Beard for amongst the people who emailed in to say how much they'd liked this session. Let's hope we don't have to wait another 14 years for the next one. I probably won't be around then anyway, but that was Wire and 99.9, and the last record I have for you.
I wanna kiss, I wanna cling, but baby, there's a time and place for everything. So please, please, cool it, baby. Show the gang you ain't no square. Cool it, baby. We don't want those cats to stare. Coolly do it, baby. Make like a polar bear. Well, there's Sam with Sue, Ben with Gus. They all got Snoopy-Doopy eyes on us. So cool it, baby. Oh, you know I need you so. Cool it, baby. Take it easy, take it slow. Coolly do it, baby. Make like an Eskimo. They taste even better than potato chips. Cool it, baby. Quit your goofing, please, baby, please. Cool it, baby. If you wanna hug and squeeze. Coolly do it, baby. Make like a crazy freak. Swing, I love the pop, but do you have to go and blow your pretty top? No, 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 cool it, baby. Hold your fire and count to 10. Cool it, baby. Dig me chicken, I'll tell you when. Coolly do it, baby. Just play it cool and then we'll go, go, go till we're all alone.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Hello, I'm Matt Lamarr and this is Shake, Rattle and Roll. And this week's show, we're doing songs that were issued mostly in the 50s, almost entirely, I'd imagine, I haven't really checked, in the UK, which is quite bizarre for some of them. Some of them I don't think were even minor hits in America. There seemed to be a very, very odd choice of songs that were released over here, most of which had no chance whatsoever of being hits in any part of the world, but makes them none the less delightful for that. Nonetheless delightful. Did that work as a sentence? Well, we'll move on. We started off the show with from 1959 on the I've Been Told Delphi label from California. It was Chan Romero. I've Been Told Shan. I haven't heard anything about him, to be honest. With My Little Ruby, which was issued over here on Columbia. And then from 1956, from the excellent Girl Can't Help It movie. In fact, I watched that film again a couple of weeks ago. God, must have seen it a couple of dozen times probably, and excellent every time. Although Eddie Fontaine's bit is some of the worst acting, even for that sort of film. Call It Baby from 1956, a Decca track issued over here on the Brunswick label. Actually, when I last did one of these shows, a lot of people wrote in saying, oh, I'm really going to keep my eyes out for these sort of things in the junk shops. Yeah, good luck. Most of these items are probably up in the £100 bracket somewhere if you can be bothered to find them. The next couple, a nice couple of doo-wop tracks. There wasn't a lot of doo-wop issued in Britain in the 50s, but there was some excellent stuff, including these two. The second one's quite a bizarre one. Little Girl of Mine we're starting off with from 1956.
One morning about 4 o'clock, my chicken house began to rock. When I went out to see what I saw shot out of me, there was a popping and a strolling, popping and a rolling, doing the bitty leg. A rooster and a hen was over in the corner, doing the bitty leg all day long. Now I know why she's gonna lay eggs. She's too busy doing the bitty leg. There be a popping and a strolling, popping and a rolling, doing the bitty leg. I couldn't get near an egg. The hens were dancing, the roosters were prancing, doing the bitty leg. I couldn't keep my feet from moving. Those chicks were really grooving. I didn't know just what to do, so I started doing the bitty leg too. There was a popping and a strolling, popping and a rolling, doing the bitty leg.
Now there's one I was, when I was saying earlier on about things that seem to be bizarre issues in England, that certainly is one, the Memos, because it wasn't particularly a hit in America. But then thinking it through, the coasters were so big here that it was a sort of coaster sound-alike song. Actually, I didn't realise until someone looked up, Val, the lovely Val who works on the show, looked up on the internet for me, that the Memos, and that's a fairly well-known track, were also the Hurricanes on King, who I must have played on the show before, and before that, the Toppers, were they called? The Toppers on Jubilee with Baby Let Me Bang Your Box, which I'm sure I've played on the show before. But a very odd choice to have released over here from 1959 on Parlophone in Britain and on the Memo label in the States. And before that, the Cleftones from G from 1956 with Little Girl of Mine. The next one, I'm sure I read somewhere once, it was maybe on one of the sleeve notes to one of the Matt Curtis albums, that it said when this was issued in the UK in 56, that it was given one airing on British radio. And I'm not sure how they would check that. It might have been a sort of joke of like, oh, can you imagine? Because there's a good chance that some of these songs have never been played on British radio before either this show or Stuart Coleman's show at one point or another. But I bet I've played this one before as well. From 1956 on the King label, some classic rockabilly, Matt Curtis with You Ain't Treating Me Right.
Treating me right, baby. You ain't treating me right. That's why I'm leaving some rainy night. Well, it's not about all I can stand. I know you've been seeing another man. You ain't treating me right, baby. You ain't treating me right. You ain't treating me right, baby. You ain't treating me right. That's why I walk out some moonlit night. Well, I got no use for the moon above with a snake a-hiding in my garden of love. You ain't treating me right, baby. You ain't treating me right. Hold me tight. Now if you wanna play the game this way, you'll find it's a game that two can play. You ain't treating me right, baby. You ain't treating me right. You ain't treating me right, baby. You ain't treating me right. That's why I'll walk out some stormy night. Well, leave me alone, just let me be, 'cause you ain't treating me right. You ain't treating me right, baby. You ain't treating me right. You ain't treating me right, baby. You ain't treating me right.
We're gonna dig that boogie and rock that joint tonight, tonight, tonight. Oh, dig the boogie and rock this joint tonight, tonight, tonight. Well, if you don't know, I'm gonna show you how. Well, you sit right down and you dig right in. Well, you dig and you dig and you dig again. We're gonna dig the boogie, rock the joint. Dig the boogie, rock the joint. We're gonna dig that boogie and rock the joint tonight. Dig, 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 everybody. Dig, 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 everybody. Dig, 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 everybody. Dig, 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 everybody. Gonna dig that boogie and rock the joint tonight. We're gonna dig the boogie and rock this joint tonight, tonight, tonight. Oh, dig the boogie and rock the joint tonight, tonight, tonight. Well, if you don't know, I'm gonna show you how. Well, you line up, boys, 2 by 2. Tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna dig the boogie and rock the joint. We're gonna dig the boogie and rock the joint. We're gonna dig that boogie, rock the joint tonight. We're gonna dig that boogie and rock this joint tonight, tonight, tonight. Oh, dig that boogie and rock this joint tonight, tonight, tonight. Well, if you don't know, I'll show you how. Well, you sit right down and you dig right in. Well, you dig and you dig and you dig again. We're gonna dig the boogie, rock this joint. Dig that boogie and rock this joint. We're gonna dig that boogie and rock this joint tonight. Well, we dig, everybody. Now dig, 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 everybody. Oh, dig, 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 everybody. Dig, 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 everybody. Gonna dig that boogie and rock the joint tonight.
Roy Hall with Digging the Boogie, which must have been some sort of money. I'm sure I've got a Canadian pressing of that, so it must have been, worthy of pressing various places in the world. Actually, I wonder if anyone's ever done a book of things that were issued in, say, South Africa, for example, or Australia. I don't know. Later on in the show, we've got a competition of Combo Vocal Groups Volume 2. Combo's such an excellent name, but I don't think all of the stuff on the CD is great, but there was a lot of stuff I hadn't heard before, which is remarkable, and some good unissued stuff as well. But next week on the show, I'll be giving away the Little Willie John compilation that Ace put out recently. It's the A and B side of his first dozen singles for King Records, which is pretty much his first dozen singles anyway. He did one single before that, which is quite appalling. But I'm absolutely obsessed with Little Willie John. Such an underrated artist, and someone that, I don't know, for some reason hasn't really been accepted in rock and roll circles. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe because his voice was a little bit too soulful. I don't know what it is. But it's always baffled me why he's not one of the biggest names. And here's a reason why he should be. This was issued over here on Parlophone, I think. This is Little Willie John with Let's Rock While the Rocking's Good.
Let's rock, baby, baby, let's roll. Let's rock to satisfy our soul. Don't wait till we old and gray. Let's rock, baby, right away. Listen to me like you know you should. Let's rock while the rocking's good. Let's dance, baby, baby, let's hop. Clap your hands and do the new style pop. Let's mama do the bongo drums. Do the cha-cha, it's a lot of fun. Listen to me like you know you should. Let's rock while the rock is good. While we're young and the spring is sprung. Let's go moonlight strolling. Cause once you're old and your blood gets cold, say no more rockin' and a rollin'. Let's sing, baby, baby, let's shout. I tell you, folks, what it's all about. Don't wait till your bones are stiff. Come on and give your little heart a lift. Listen to me like you know you should. Let's rock while the rock is good. I tell you open what it's all about. I don't wait till your bones are stiff. Come on and give your little heart a lift. Listen to me like you know you should. Let's rock while the rock is good. Let's rock while the rock is good.
Yeah, it may have been recorded in 57. Like that matters to anyone. Thurston Harris with Do What You Did. A surprisingly larger amount of black rock and roll and R&B, particularly from the Aladdin label, which that came from, was issued over here in the 50s for the sort of burgeoning West Indian market mostly. And I could easily do a show of really fantastic stuff that did come out here on Vogue, which was very surprising. And if you imagine how little the stuff that was aimed at the, let's face it, more affluent at the time, white market, was selling, it's quite astonishing to see some of these tracks that must have been targeted at literally a few hundred people. I wonder how big the pressings of those were. Anyway, here's one that was, it could be a mistake, I'm not sure this was issued here, but I wrote it down at some point, so it must have been. Here's one that's obviously just a pop rocker and a fine one too. Joe Bennett and the Sparkle Tones with Rocket.
Ooh, what a rocket. Ooh, what a rocket. Well, me and my baby were moving through outer space, oh yeah. Me and my baby were moving through outer space. When I made me a rocket from an old beach crate and I souped it up like an 88. I grabbed my baby and I started to hop and said, look out, Mars, you're our next stop. Ooh, what a rocket. Ooh, what a rocket. Well, me and my baby were moving through outer space, oh yeah. Me and my baby were moving through outer space. Milky Way. Now my baby didn't have too much to say. She grabbed my hand and she started to flip. She said, honey, don't you wreck the ship. Ooh, what a rocket.
jumping and he ain't no square. Rock and roll is everywhere. Ooh, what a rocket. Ooh, what a rocket. Me and my baby were moving through outer space. Oh yeah. Me and my baby were moving through outer space. Ooh, what a rocket.
Yeah, maybe it was the B-side of, I don't know, Black Slacks or something like that. Rocket by Joe Bennett and the Sparkle Tones, which came out over here, if it did indeed come out over here. I've written it came down on HMV, so it must have done. I wouldn't have just made that up for no reason, would I? All those stranger things have happened. I mentioned last week that there's a track I've been putting off playing pretty much since we started the series, so this is we think this is our 9th series. We can't even work that out, and I'm sure there are some logbooks. I would be very fascinated to hear if this track has ever been played on British radio before, and I do find it absolutely astonishing that it was issued here in the 50s. Even by wacky, stupid, novelty 50s standards, this one is certainly out there. It's Esquerita and the Vula.
Tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Yes, sir, Judge, Your Honor, I swear on my new gold tooth. All right, go on over there and take the witness stand. Tell the court the facts, nothing but the facts, understand? I ain't guilty. I didn't commit no crime. Y'all boys better straighten up, 'cause you got the wrong man this time. Now the officer that arrested you said you was drunk as could be. Had been beating your wife with a half a tree. Now, Judge, I told I was tired of eating beans out the can. That chick had me living like a natural caveman. I ain't guilty. I didn't commit no crime. Y'all boys better straighten up, 'cause you got the wrong man this time. Now, boy, we're gonna convict you if it take all night long. So you might as well start singing that confessing song. Now, Judge, I'm trying to tell you, your boys have made a miss. I don't know but one song, Judge, and that go like this. I ain't guilty. I didn't commit no crime. Y'all boys better straighten up, 'cause you got the wrong man this time. Yeah.
I'm gonna give you 30 days for being drunk before. You try to get smart, I'm gonna give you 30 more. Now, Judge, I ain't gonna say nothing, because I know the verdict will stand. I just want y'all to know y'all convicting an innocent man. I ain't guilty. I didn't commit no crime. Y'all boys better straighten up, because you got the wrong man this time.
All the way through, even though I know all these tracks and obviously put the show together, I get more and more boggled, thinking that, wow, that was this label here. And in fact, it was on the Vogue label again, the Crawford Brothers with I Ain't Guilty. And before that, you can see why I've been putting it off for 4 years. But I think it had to be played once. At least I can have that on my grave. And probably quite soon. That was Esquerito with Esquerito and the Vula, followed by the Crawford Brothers and I Ain't Guilty. It's time for tonight's 4 in a row, which are all, I suppose, from the Decca label in some respects, the Coverall and Brunswick labels. All songs that have become rockabilly classics over the years, can't have sold fast between them when they were issued over here originally, and tracks that was, I suppose, are sort of associated with the MCA Rare Rockabilly series that came out that turned so many people onto rockabilly in the first place. This is Wee Willie Brown by Lou Gramm.
Wee Willie Brown from my hometown. Got itchy feet, ain't settled down. New Cadillac, 3 famous back. But that don't bother him. He goes around, round, round, and all the gals all love him. They really love him. Yes, the gals all love him. They really love him. He ain't no squire, but everywhere he goes around and around and around and around. Ain't got a cent, ain't pay his rent. Landlord don't know which way he went. But when he's gone, he really sent. No matter where he goes around, round, round, and all the gals all love him. They really love him. Yes, the gals all love him. They really love him. He ain't no squire, but everywhere he goes around and around and around and around. Ain't got a cent, ain't pay his rent. Landlord don't know which way he went. But when he's gone, he really sent. No matter where he goes around, round, round, and all the gals all love him. They really love him. Yes, the gals all love him. They really love him. He ain't no squire, but everywhere he goes around and around and around and around. The other night, me and my gal went bowling. The other night, me and my gal went bowling. Went to a place called Joe's, that's where everybody goes. When we walked in, she turned every face in the place. When we walked in, she turned every face in the place. A cool number jumped up and made a play for my gal. I said, "Turn on, boy." I said, "Don't mess with me, 'cause I got a cast on arm." I said, "Don't mess with me, 'cause I got a cast on arm." Oh, when you mess with me, that'll ring my alarm. Oh, well, the music was a rockin' and the joint was a jumpin' with jive. Oh, well, the music was a rockin' and the joint was a jumpin' with jive. Oh, well, the same cool number made the same old move.
Hit him in the head. Ain't gonna mess with me, boy.
I don't know how it started, I don't know what I did, but there's a gal who's chasing me who really flipped the lid. I call her my eager beaver baby. Ooh, eager beaver baby. Well, what am I gonna do with that eager beaver baby of mine? She's always there beside me, no matter where I stop. She follows me to movies, even to the barber shop. I call her my eager beaver baby. Ooh, eager beaver baby. Well, what am I gonna do with that eager beaver baby of mine? She gets me in her parlor and switches off the light. Before I know what's happened, she's a-hugging me so tight. I call her my eager beaver baby. Eager beaver baby. Well, what am I gonna do with that eager beaver baby of mine? She loves to mess my hair up and loosen up my tie. And when she starts a kissing, I'm a real gone guy. I call her my eager beaver baby. Ooh, eager beaver baby. Well, what am I gonna do with that eager beaver baby of mine?
Well, I'm just out of school, like I'm real cool. Gotta dance like a fool, got some message that I gotta be a wild one. Oh yeah, I'm a wild one. Gonna break loose, gonna keep her moving wild, gonna keep her swinging, baby. I'm a real wild child. Tell my friends, gonna tell them all that I'm a wild one. Wild, wild child. Ooh, yeah, I'm a wild one. Wild, wild child. Gonna break loose, gonna keep her moving wild, gonna keep her swinging, baby. I'm a real wild child. Swinging, baby, I'm a real wild child. Not a doubt, not a baby, I'm a real wild child. Don't you doubt my baby when I start to running wild, 'cause I'm a wild one. Wild, wild child. Ooh, yeah, I'm a wild one. Wild, wild child. Gonna break loose, gonna keep her moving wild, gonna keep her swinging, baby. I'm a real wild child. Wanna know my name? I'm a wild child. Nothing tame about this trail.
I realise now what I should have done was played the ludicrous B-side of that Oh You Beautiful Doe along with the Escorita track earlier. I'm Matt Lamarr, this is Shake, Rattle and Roll, by the way, and tonight's 4 in a row were all released over here on the Coral label we started at. In fact, 3 out of the 4 were associated with much more famous artists. That could almost have been the connection. Lou Graham we started with, who played with Bill Haley Saddlemen for a while, with Wee Willie Brown. Then Peanuts Wilson, who was a member of Roy Orbison's band, the Teen Kings, with Cast Iron Arm. Then Johnny Burnett, who of course was just Johnny Burnett, but did grow up near Elvis, so there's there's some sort of link there with Eagle Beaver Baby, and eventually Jerry Allison of Buddy Holly's band The Crickets, of course, known as Ivan on that track, with his version of Real Wild Child, and there endeth the 4 in a row. Tonight's competition is Combo Vocal Groups Volume 2. I'm pretty sure we gave away Volume 1 at some point when it came out. And as I said, some excellent stuff. The first of the 2 tracks I'm going to play wasn't issued until this album. That just shows how much great stuff there is still out there. This is Delmar Wilburn with I Want a Girl.
I see him walking up the stairs. I fall to my knees. I say my prayer. I hear a knock upon my door. I shake so hard and it fall through the floor.
The bill collector's here. The bill collector's here.
Ain't got a dime, daddy.
It's all of my money and it ain't even funny. The collector man is here.
Yeah, I shouts out loud and very clear. Go away, man, there ain't nobody here. But he just stands there with idiotic grin and said, look out, brother, I'm coming in.
The bill collector's here.
Yeah.
The bill collector's here.
Leave me alone.
It's all of my money and it ain't even funny. The collector man is here.
Yeah. Before I have a chance to hide, breaks down the door and comes out, running inside. He reaches out and he grabs my arm. I say, ease off, daddy, before you do me harm.
The bill collector's here.
Get away, man.
The bill collector's here.
Always chasing behind me.
It's all of my money and it ain't even funny. The collector man is here.
Yeah. Chasing me all through the house. Like a cat that's hungry for a mouse. I say, look here, collector. Spare my life and I give anything you want. Even my wife. And now
The bill collector's gone.
two songs from tonight's competition, Combo Vocal Groups Volume 2 on Ace Records. There's 26 tracks. The two we just heard were The Bill Collector by the Debonaires, sort of very like The Robins with, what's the song I'm thinking of, The Hatchet Man. And before that, I Want a Girl by Delmar Wilburn and The Squires. And the question is, I don't know if it's an easy one or a hard one. I do an easy one. What town was the Combo label based in? That's as easy as you can get, I think. Combo record competition, Shake, Rattle and Roll, BBC Radio 2, Pebble Mill Road, Birmingham, B5, 7QQ, if you know the answer to that. Or, if you don't and you just want to guess, you can also send it to the same address. I mean, it'd be silly to send it to another address just because you don't know, but you're chancing your arm. So that's tonight's competition, and as I said, next week we've got those Little Willie John albums to give away. Here's another track that was issued over here. We're getting back to tonight's theme in the 50s, although only on an album, a very odd album, a 10-inch album on London, I think. Yeah, in fact, the next two tracks are from London, which sort of precurses next week's show, which is very similar to tonight's, although it's all based on the London label, and so these two don't really belong here. But a fine track anyway. This is Hot Rod by House Singer. Singer with Hot Rod from the Savoy label. The 10-inch album it comes from is all stuff from the Savoy label and a lot of instrumentals. I'm assuming it's the sort of thing that they used to use for the background in shows about rock and roll on radio and stuff like that. And I'm sure it was some sort of budget album because the tracks on it are particularly obscure. By the way, if you want to hear the programme again, and why wouldn't you? You'd be a fool not to. What you do is you go to the internet business, bbc.co.uk/radio2, and then you click on playback. And if you want any information of stuff that's played on the show, you go to the same address, but you don't press playback, you look for something else. Or you can ring the Radio 2 information line, which is 08700 100 200, and they'll give you details of tracks that have been played on the show and the albums they come from. Also on our website, there's information of certain shops and mail order businesses where you can purchase some of the stuff. And I think pretty much everything I've played tonight is available in one place or another. Tonight's ballad quite unusual in that this track was also the B-side to another ballad. Normally, the rule with vocal groups was one side was up-tempo, one side was down-tempo. But this one, not only are both fine ballads, but both absolute classics. And a band I think are overlooked slightly whenever the charts of favourite doo-wop songs of all time, there's always the Cadillacs and whatever. But I guess because they were so big that they almost don't count. The other side of this was Tears on My Pillow. This is Little Anthony and the Imperials with Two People in the World.
Just two kinds of people in the world. Why can't we fall in love? Just two kinds of people in the world. They are a boy and girl.
Boy meets girl and love begins. Oh, what a feeling you get from within. For I should know, 'cause I'm in love. I'm the boy who told the girl of the stars up above.
Just two kinds of people in the world. Why can't we fall in love? Just two kinds of people in the world. They are a boy and girl. Boy meets girl and love began. Oh, what a feeling you get from within.
For I should know, 'cause I'm in love. I'm the boy who told the girl of the stars up above.
Just two kinds of people in the world. Why can't we fall in love? Just two kinds of people in the world. Why can't we
Oh, that's one to listen to on headphones. I can firmly recommend that. Listening to it again, I was just thinking, you know, whenever Golden Teardrops by the Flamingos is voted the greatest song of all time, and it could well be, I'm not arguing with that, that is certainly up there. And that incredible falsetto backing, which is a very similar effect on both songs, absolutely astonishing. And then you flip it over, You Don't Remember Me. Although no one from Neighbours has actually ever covered Two People in the World, as far as I know. Have I got time to do the competition again? The question was, what town was Combo Records based in? And the address is Combo Records, Shake, Rattle and Roll, BBC Radio 2, Pebble Mill Road, Birmingham, B5 7QQ. If you know the location of Combo Records in the 50s, you've got a good chance of winning one of the 5 copies